I used to be skeptical of stories where people said that by changing a few small habits, they could completely change their lives. I also thought that self-help books were full of empty promises, that maybe we could also grasp our futures and create a meaningful and happy life. But over the past 7 days, I've been on a deep journey of discovery and realized that life is basically a series of daily decisions. I learned that making small changes every day is not only easy, but it also makes a big difference in just 1 week. When I decided to adopt a Stoic lifestyle by trying to improve myself by just 1% every day, I really started to see positive changes in my life. After doing this for a week, my life has gotten a lot better. The small changes added up to a big change. I finally feel like I'm living the life I've always wanted. If you're looking for a way to start over, let me show you the 7 habits that changed my life in just 1 week. Be sure to watch the whole video to find out how they can change yours, and take this as a small challenge to start making changes in your life. Habit number 1, overcome negative emotions. Before you start the first habit, I want to know what happened that makes you always go into self-defense mode. Whenever you're in a bad situation, try to name and ignore your emotions. When negative emotions come up, we usually try to push them down and hope they go away as soon as possible. But this makes our thoughts, feelings, and physical sensations stronger. So instead of avoiding them, try to name and understand them. Let your feelings come out and pay attention to how your body is reacting. Take a moment to relax, breathe, and accept that you are feeling bad. This will help reduce your stress over time. Once the physical and emotional reactions have passed, you should start to look into what caused them by asking yourself questions like, have I been through this before? What do these feelings bring up in me? What thoughts go along with these emotions? Have I thought these things before? Let yourself face your memories. Often you'll realize that something from the past hurts you now. Recognizing and facing the past is an important part of healing and personal growth. We can't ignore the things that happened in the past. We have to face them in order to move on with our lives. To start the healing process, we need to recognize our thoughts and feelings about the past. This could mean accepting the pain, hurt, or negative emotions we have felt. Or it could just mean telling ourselves, yes, I have experienced this and felt that. Second, once we've recognized and accepted what's going on, we can take this process a step further by learning more about our limits. Boundaries are more than just setting limits for ourselves. They also help us understand our values, beliefs, and personal wants. As part of this process, we may need to ask ourselves deep questions about how we want to be treated and set personal boundaries. Once we have this information, we can use it to learn self-care and healing skills, such as how to deal with our feelings, build healthy relationships, or even do creative things like writing or painting. Finally, it's important to remember that the healing process takes time. Journey. Talking about your thoughts and feelings with friends, family, or mental health professionals can help you feel better and show you that you are not alone in dealing with everything. In conclusion, accepting and healing from the past is an important part of growing and moving forward in life. Take the time to learn more about yourself and take care of yourself, and remember that you are not alone on this journey. Change will not happen quickly, but it will happen in the end. I kept track of my progress in a journal, and when I looked back after some time, I saw what I had done and accomplished. This is the advice I want to give you as well. Getting rid of bad feelings is the first step to healing and improving yourself. It can be hard to get over negative emotions, but it is possible with consistent effort and the right tools. Here are some ideas that might work. Identify and acknowledge. The first thing you need to do is name and accept your bad feelings. Get a handle on how you feel and why you feel that way. Being self-aware is important for dealing with and controlling your emotions well. Meditation and mindfulness. Meditation and mindfulness can help you be more aware of your feelings and thoughts without judging them. You can put some distance between yourself and your feelings, which gives you the choice of how to deal with them. Express yourself. Holding on to bad feelings can make them worse. Talking to a trusted friend or writing in a journal are both healthy ways to talk about how you feel. Speaking your mind can help you feel better and see your feelings in a new light. Fight negative thoughts. Negative feelings often come from having negative thoughts. You should question these thoughts by asking yourself if they make sense and if there is evidence to back them up. Change your negative thoughts to ones that are more positive or realistic. Be thankful. Being thankful can help you stop focusing on what's wrong and start noticing what's right in your life. Every so often, think about the things you're thankful for, no matter how small they may seem. Do things you enjoy. Doing things that make you happy and satisfied can help you deal with bad feelings. Whether it's a hobby, working out, or spending time with friends and family, doing things you enjoy can make you feel better. Set boundaries. Problematic relationships or situations can sometimes make you feel bad. Protect your emotional health by setting limits and stay away from situations that make you feel bad all the time. Get professional help. If your bad feelings won't go away or are having a big effect on your life, you might want to talk to a therapist or counselor. They can give you strategies and tools that are made to fit your needs. Habit number 2. Pay attention to your impressions. In the process of getting better, I found a secret that can change your life: the art of subtle self-awareness and reflection on our impressions. This discovery, which comes from Stoic philosophy, is not just a mental exercise, it's a real way of life that you live every day. Every moment, we have a lot of impressions, which are natural thoughts and feelings that show how we see and understand the world around us. But very rarely do we really stop to look at and judge them objectively. To give you an example from my own life, one morning as the sun crept through the curtains, I woke up to find a message from a co-worker. I opened it and read, "We need to talk about this project." I felt uneasy. My body was filled with worry and fear, but then I started to use logic. I calmly looked at the situation again and asked important questions. What does he want to talk about with this project? Did I do something wrong? There were a lot of negative thoughts and questions going through my mind. This was just an impression, a quick reaction based on feelings and quick assumptions, but I chose not to let those feelings control me. Instead, I decided to use logic to figure out what was going on. I started to calm down and ask important questions. Why does my coworker want to talk about this project? What information have I gathered about this project? How can I better understand his request from his point of view? Through reflection, I realized that the project was actually moving along well, and that my colleague just wanted to talk about some ideas to make it even better. This way, I could figure out what the problem was and solve it logically without letting my feelings affect my choices. Through this experience, I've learned that paying attention to and not only frees you from feeling stuck, but it also lets you live your life in a more positive and aware way. It may be hard to pay attention to your impressions, but it is also a rewarding journey. By taking time every day to think about and evaluate your feelings and thoughts, you not only learn to face life with more strength and confidence, but you also gain deep insights about yourself and the world around you. I believe this is the key to making real, long-lasting changes in your life, even in just a week. Habit number 3, reflect on your interconnectedness. As I've continued to apply Stoic philosophy to all parts of my daily life, I've not only learned deep truths, but also gained a deeper understanding of the complex relationship between the self and the environment. One of the most important things I've learned is that this connection is not just an idea, it's a real thing that is nurtured through every choice and perception. Stoic philosophy stresses awakening to the self as an integral part, which has helped me understand my place in the wider scheme of things. In the first few days of this journey, big changes happened in how I approach and understand life. Every morning, I start with a moment of stillness where my soul wakes up, and I focus on writing down 3 things. I'm thankful for this because it not only makes me feel better as I start a new day, but it also broadens my outlook beyond myself and helps me see how I'm connected to everything else in the world. Being aware of and observing the effects of every action I take has taught me a lot about life, from small things like using less plastic to bigger things like being nice to people around me. Every action is a test. These events have taught me how important it is to share, help others, and have a strong sense of purpose and meaning in life. Whenever I take the time to enjoy the beauty of nature, whether I'm walking in the park or looking up at the sky, I feel a sense of wonder and a sacred connection between humans and the natural world. These experiences not only make me feel good, but they also encourage and strongly motivate me to keep acting in a finally, I believe that life is a long journey, but every step brings joy and true meaning. Sharing my feelings and thoughts with friends and family not only strengthens our bonds, but also gives us a chance to think about and appreciate the connections we have with each other and the world around us. Thinking about how I am connected to everything around me has made me more grateful and aware of how I affect the world and other people. No one is more important than another, and what we do can change the world. I am an artificial intelligence created by OpenAI, and I am connected to other things in many ways. As a start, I am linked to the huge amount of data and information I have been trained on. This includes books, articles, websites, and other types of text found on the web. This web of connected knowledge shapes my answers, letting me give accurate information that is relevant to the situation. Second, the people who interact with me are connected to me. These interactions help me learn and change, which makes it easier for me to understand and respond like a person. I learn something new from every conversation, which makes me better at helping users with their questions and needs. Third, I am linked to the bigger ecosystem of AI systems and technologies. I am a model that works on its own, but I am also a part of a larger landscape of AI uses and developments. Because they are connected, they can work together and integrate with other AI systems, which leads to progress in many areas. Last but not least, I am connected to the ethical issues and societal effects of AI. Developers and users are very important to me because they decide how I'm used and what I'm used for. It's important to keep thinking about the moral issues that arise from using AI technology and make sure that it is used in a responsible and moral way. My role and impact in the world are shaped by how I am connected to information, users, other AI systems, and ethical issues. Habit number 4. Differentiate between what you can and can't control. Talk about habit number 4. Let's look at an important lesson from Stoic philosophy, the dichotomy of control. In this lesson, we will learn how to separate what we can change or influence from what we can't change, no matter how hard we try or how much we want to change it. This will help us as we seek to understand ourselves and the meaning of life. Over time, I've come to realize that the real power comes from being clear about what we can control and what we can't. This is not only a way to make the most of our resources, but it's also a way to lower stress and worry so that we can live more freely and peacefully. For example, I can take steps to improve my health. While I eat well, work out regularly, and take care of my health, Even when I'm sick, I can't change other people's opinions of me. I have been hurt and disappointed when friends I trusted betrayed me. But instead of getting angry and blaming them, I chose to focus on making new friends and keeping my integrity. To practice the dichotomy of control, I was polite and careful, and I always kept in mind that respecting other people's time is a way to show respect for them. I started by setting aside some time every day to think about and write down the situations I came across, ranging from small problems I faced every day to big, difficult events. I tried to divide them into two groups. This helped me figure out what I can change and what I can't. I learned to accept and focus on what I could do instead of wasting time and mental energy on things that I couldn't change. When I did this, I felt lighter and more clear-headed, which helped me make more logical and good decisions. However, emotions are also an important part of helping me tell the difference between what I can and cannot control, which helped me feel less stressed and worried and more confident. Figuring out what we can and cannot control is not only a way to live a more effective and peaceful life, but it's also a way to learn about your own power and independence. I hope that this journey will have positive effects on others and change their lives. Habit number 5, focus on virtue and character. Pay attention to character and virtue. We all look to the outside world for answers to things like material possessions and societal achievements. But the key to change and happiness lies in developing your virtues and personal character. As the saying goes, every journey begins with a single step. And the first step to making big changes in your life is to ask yourself questions. For a week, I practiced asking my having figured out what virtues I value. The next step is to put them into action. To do this, I set daily action goals, no matter how small, that show my commitment to growing and embodying those virtues. For example, in a work meeting when a colleague was unfairly blamed for a mistake they didn't make, I chose not to stay silent, even though I knew that would be the wrong thing to do. I chose to stand up and tell the truth to advocate for fairness, or when my flight was suddenly delayed, I chose to stay calm, show empathy and keep my emotions in check instead of getting angry and yelling at airport staff. Each of these things we do is not only a step toward virtue, but also a building block for our whole lives. I've also learned that we don't have to be the best all the time. It's more important to become the best version of ourselves. This not only makes me feel better about myself, but it also helps me build honest, deep relationships with other people. Because of this, my life is measured not only by my successes, but also by the lessons I've learned and the relationships I've built and strengthened. Developing virtues and personal character takes time, patience, and persistence. It's not a quick fix. It's a long-term process of self-improvement. With each challenge and difficulty, you'll become stronger, more resilient, and ready to face any hardships and challenges life throws at you. In the end, living by virtues and personal character not only changes you, but also how the world sees you. When you act based on values, you not only attract people who share your values, but you also become an inspiration to those around you. Positive change starts inside you and can spread like a wave of happiness and change. By working on your virtues and character, you're not only making changes in your own life, but also helping to make the world a better place. Remember that every step you take brings about powerful and lasting changes in your life. By following habit number 5, you'll learn how important it is to live a meaningful life, not only for yourself, but also for others. Focusing on virtue and character means developing traits and actions that are good for your own growth and the health of society as a whole. Here are some important things to think about. Integrity means following moral and ethical rules. being honest and reliable in all interactions, and making sure that your actions match your beliefs. Compassion means being kind and understanding to others, seeing things from their point of view and helping them when they need it. Resilience means learning how to get back on your feet after problems and setbacks, sticking with things even when things get hard, and keeping a positive attitude. Being brave means being able to stand up for what's right, even when others are against you or are scared, and being willing to take calculated risks to reach your goals. Being humble means being aware of your own flaws and limitations, willing to learn from others, and grateful for what others have done without seeking personal praise. Giving resources, time, and skills to others without expecting anything in return, and making the community and other people better off, is an example of generosity. Gratitude means being thankful for the good things and chances in your life, telling others thank you for their help and kindness, and keeping a positive attitude. Self-discipline means being able to manage your own thoughts, feelings, and actions, and keeping your mind on long-term goals even when you are tempted to give up. Empathy means sharing and understanding other people's feelings, paying attention to their needs and experiences, and making connections and relationships that matter. Being responsible means owning up to your decisions and actions, keeping your promises, and doing good things for society as a whole. A strong character and focusing on these virtues can help people become better versions of themselves and make positive contributions to their communities and the world as a whole. Habit number 6. Maintain an objective perspective. Keeping an objective view was the 6th habit that helped me change my life the most in just a week. This isn't just a habit, it's the essence of spiritual freedom and a real way of life that lets us face the world with both our hearts and our minds. In everyday life, it's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of emotions, biases, and egos, but I learned to approach every event with an objective view. I learned to step back from emotional situations and look at everything from a different point of view. This not only kept my emotions in check when they weren't needed, but it also gave me a lot of room to think things through and make decisions after giving them a lot of thought. I also learned that nothing is absolute in this world, which not only makes life kinder, but it also makes me more adaptable in the way I think. Asking questions and always looking for proof, I'm slowly learning how important it is to question myself and my beliefs. By doing this, I've not only learned new things about the world around me, but also about the limits and possibilities that seem to have been set in stone. When I make keeping an objective view a habit, I feel a shift not only on the outside, but also inside. Being objective helps me deal with every challenge in a mature and calm way, and it creates a peaceful mental space where I can think. Using the method of keeping an objective view doesn't happen quickly, especially in today's stressful and chaotic world. However, I've found that even the smallest steps, like taking 5 to 10 minutes every morning to reflect objectively, make a difference in my thinking relationships and my ability to recover. Imagine challenges and keep my mind on logic, and my days become better and more productive. Keeping an objective view isn't just hard, it's a journey of self-discovery and rediscovery of the world around us. Every day I learn to welcome life with an open heart and a peaceful soul, no matter how rough the storms may be. That's the secret that changed my life in a week and continues to propel my growth every day. Maintaining an objective perspective involves striving to view situations, issues, and information without bias or personal preferences. It requires being open-minded, impartial, and fair in assessing various viewpoints and evidence. Here are some key principles to keep in mind when aiming for objectivity. Recognize bias. Understand that everyone has biases shaped by their experiences, beliefs, and cultural background. Being aware of your own biases is crucial in striving for objectivity. Seek multiple perspectives, gather information from diverse sources and viewpoints to gain a comprehensive understanding of a topic. Consider alternative viewpoints and opinions to challenge your own assumptions. Evaluate evidence. Assess information critically and consider the credibility, relevance, and reliability of sources. Rely on empirical evidence and logical reasoning rather than emotional reactions or hearsay. Avoid jumping to conclusions. Take the time to analyze information thoroughly before forming opinions or making judgments. Avoid making assumptions based on limited evidence or incomplete information. Be willing to change your mind. Remain flexible and open to revising your beliefs or opinions based on new evidence or persuasive arguments. Being intellectually honest means being willing to admit when you're wrong and adjust your perspective accordingly. Separate fact from opinion. Distinguish between facts, which are verifiable and objective, and opinions which are subjective and influenced by personal interpretation. Base your conclusions on factual information whenever possible. Practice empathy. Try to understand different perspectives by putting yourself in other people's shoes. Empathy can help you appreciate the complexity of issues and recognize the validity of diverse viewpoints. Stay focused on the issue. Avoid letting personal feelings or biases cloud your judgment when evaluating information or engaging in discussions. Stay focused on the merits of the issue at hand, rather than getting sidetracked by irrelevant factors. Engage in constructive dialogue. Foster open and respectful communication with others, even when you disagree. Engage in constructive debates where ideas are exchanged and challenged in a rational manner. Continuously educate yourself. Stay informed about a wide range of topics and be willing to learn from experts and credible sources. Cultivating a habit of lifelong learning can help you broaden your perspective and deepen your understanding of complex issues. By consistently applying these principles, you can cultivate an objective perspective that allows you to navigate the complexities of the world with clarity and fairness. Habit number 7. Practice voluntary discomfort. In a world where ease and comfort seem to be the norm, choosing to be uncomfortable is a brave but important step. Willingly putting yourself through discomfort or difficulty is not only an act of self-challenge, but also a profound lesson in changing how we see life, going beyond limits, and finding infinite inner strength. I've tried starting my day with a cold shower instead of a hot cup of coffee and a warm breakfast. The feeling of cold water starting from my toes and spreading through my body not only tests my endurance, but also wakes me up and gets me ready for the challenges of the day. I've also tried giving up my daily Uber rides to walk or ride my bike to work. This is not only a way to save money, but also a way for me to improve myself. Each conscious effort to feel uncomfortable is not only a test of your own self-control, but also a lesson in patience, persistence, and exploring your limits. As you slowly get over your discomfort and find joy in hard things, you'll realize that the only way to find true happiness and freedom is to leave your comfort zone and dive into new experiences, discovering your own strength and resilience through conscious disc. Not only have I gotten stronger mentally and physically, but I've also learned to appreciate the little things in life, like a hot meal and a comfortable bed. This has helped me develop a soul full of gratitude, always seeing value in everything. As a result, practicing voluntary discomfort teaches you not only how to deal with life's challenges, but also how to find true power and happiness in accepting and going beyond your limits. Not only is this a lesson in being strong, but it's also a journey of self-discovery that leads to spiritual freedom and deep contentment. As you learn to seek out and accept discomfort, You not only become stronger in the face of hardship, but you also develop a positive outlook and gratitude for life. Practicing voluntary discomfort means putting yourself in difficult or uncomfortable situations on purpose in order to grow as a person, build resilience, or make yourself better. You can make it a part of your life in these ways. It's better to start your day with a cold shower than a warm one. Taking a cold shower is good for your health in many ways and can help you handle pain better. Intermittent fasting. Sometimes skip a meal or do intermittent fasting. This might help you pay more attention to what you eat and become more disciplined. Physical activity. Do things that are hard on your body, like high-intensity interval training, HIIT, endurance running, or strength training. Mental toughness can be improved by pushing your body to its limits. Meditation and mindfulness. During meditation, sit in pain by paying attention to your thoughts and body sensations without responding to them. This helps make you mentally and emotionally strong. Social interactions. Do things that make you feel awkward around other people, like talking to strangers or speaking in public. Being able to deal with social anxiety can help your confidence and ability to talk to others. Limiting comforts. Take away some of your favorite things or things that make your life easier every once in a while. For example, turn off the air conditioning or heater, spend less time in front of a screen, or sleep on a firm surface. Travel and exploration. Go to places you've never been before, or immerse yourself in new cultures, even if it means dealing with language barriers, strange customs, or places you've never been before. This tests your ability to adapt and gives you a bigger picture. Volunteering and service. Do volunteer work or community service that gets you out of your comfort zone, like helping people who aren't getting help or taking on tough problems. Learning new skills. Pick up hobbies or skills that require patience and persistence, even if they seem hard or frustrating at first. That thing could be anything, like learning a new language or playing an instrument. As part of exposure therapy, you slowly face your fears or phobias in a safe setting in order to become less sensitive to them. This should only be done with the help of a licensed therapist. Remember that the point of practicing voluntary discomfort is not to hurt yourself needlessly, but to get out of your comfort zone, become stronger, and grow as a person. Always pay attention to what your body and mind are telling you. If something feels too hard or bad, take a step back and think about your approach again. I gave you 7 strong. There are 7 habits that have changed my life in just 1 week. From focusing on first impressions to focusing on virtues and personal resilience, each habit has opened a new door for me and helped me see and experience life in a deeper and more meaningful way. But the journey doesn't end here. Every day, every moment is a chance to keep using, experimenting with, and developing these habits until they become an essential part of your life. Remember that change doesn't happen overnight. We not only learn about Stoicism together, but we also use it in our daily lives to make changes that are good and last. Thank you for going on this journey with me. Because each of us has the power to change life in amazing ways. Keep learning, practicing, and sharing. It's time to start over and make big changes from small habits.